Well, I didn't intend that to be the start screen, but it is what it is. It'll be the shirt screen. All right, Innisfail. It never fails for them to get you right in the old wazoo, and this river will be running through it. You have a lot of creeks here going to be swelling up, and you have a lot of rain coming over the next 5 days. Right, within 3 days you're in the thick of it. Right now you're getting a light dust and it's swelling the streams here, right along these river lines, and I'm giving you an absolute warning here. You are being warned. I gave you a heads up here. What? How many days ago? I can't remember. There's been so much geofuckery going on. It's hard to keep up with the disasters these days. Yeah, the disasters are coming hot and heavy. But as you can see from the numbers here, right, on the fives, you're only picking up 5 more centimeters like normal tropical shit you get this time of year. But that ain't even going to be welcome at all after all this gets swollen. And you know where all this runs. You can see by the shapes of where all the main stuff is that is coming right for Innisfail. Over here to Colonnade and all that, you're going to have some problems. And if it hits at high tides, some of this stuff, there's going to be nowhere for the water draining out to go. So you should take those measures now of your arc that you normally would. You're well familiar with. If you are aware that there's a situation going on, you are knowledgeable about which way water flows, what normally you should happen, and you will know what emergency stuff you will hand off to your local responsibility. You ain't holding me responsible for this. This is not going to be a fizzler. This is going to be an event, and it's going to once again test the hardiness of the fortitude of these people in this area, and they have that. You ain't taking their land. Quit geoengineering them away there, Bill Gates. Quit setting fires to things that you own, Bill Gates. Yeah, you know he's invested in that BlackRock that has all these smokes coming out from it from various disasters recently. A railroad track. Oh, we got something in Canada exploding. Thank God the other one was just a freight train not carrying chemicals of another one of theirs that's had a wreck. And of course he's funding this. And hey, how would you like to have 20 on the tons? Yeah, 15 centimeters of it coming like. In pretty short order in regular batches because you got some tendrils out to sea is coming on. The EMF of yours is actually holding this off. Most of the storms coming up from this way are going to die as they come. It's a rather strange weather plan going on, which I'm going to roll through real quick for you. But here is very dangerous time coming, and as well as here. I was going to do you separate, but right now I'm going to go through the todays. As you can see during the day, the heating of the from the sun on the top of the clouds is going to have that typical effect where you'll get your rains popping up during the day and dying down at night. But the rains are coming in during the day are very fierce, highly tornadic and electric in some areas. And again, the Conolingus corridor over here is going to be quite wet. Wet. I hope you can hear already. I noticed my mic was a bit far away. But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, and I yam with a yam. Yams. Hey, Broom, how you doing here? They must be turning your radar off for that to come in. Yeah, this is going to have quite a bit of action down around here over on the fives. Yeah, you see on the fives how many tendrils have come ashore over here? This is big rains. Big rains. So they'll have to cut that off to get any of that in on the fives, because on the 24s you ain't going to see much through there. Look at the wetness. Absolute wetness. Go. And then by the time you get to the 10s, the tendrils pin north. And there's some big stuff sitting around Darwin. So what's wanted there? Well, we know they want new ports. We know they want a Jabiru policy of some kind of smartness that I don't think is very smart. And Catherine over here, all these rivers run through it. It's a perfect location for a big lake. It is. Because you get so much can drain in there. And a big hydroelectrical hydrogen generation power unit that somehow uses some coal too, because you got to make everybody happy at the oppressor's table of toxification from the Coldizan crime family. Yeah, Don Coldizan. Dan, Coldizan. I'm trying to laugh through this. This is not funny here. This is nearly a half a fucking meter of water over here near Cooktown. Hey, Captain Cook, you ain't got much here now. So what is being planned here? Where you're going from the 25, right? Pinpoint accuracy to all that in 5 days. They're planning a storm. So So we'll have to look at the dynamics of that a little better tomorrow. Yeah, I had to wait to get about 1 in the morning to be able to get you guys a show off. And I'm going to do a very special something I've been looking forward to for a long time on Zoom with Rabo Diabo. And I don't even think we're going to have an audience for this. We're just going to kick it. I don't know. He's a comedian. He might charge tickets for stuff. I have no idea. I said, hey, man, as long as you give me a copy to put up for people to have a laugh. Oh yeah, we're gonna roast the whole everything. Anything that comes out of our mouths, we're gonna want to do. Yeah, I told him anything goes. Hey, what do you think of that? I'm gonna look and see if we're renting. Oh, look. What do you think of that? Hello, Margaret. How you doing? I hope your dog feels better. A lot of people's dogs have been a bit under the weather. Margaret says she picked a tick up off her dog, and the dog was sick for 3 days. So I'm a bit concerned about that. Or where was the tick found? What's in the water? Is it a cyanotoxin? Some of that. It's an algae that gets into the fungal that becomes a lichen. It gives it its green stuff. It photosynthesizes and becomes symbiotic with the mushroom. And we call it a lichen, unlike some things, other things like these chembombs here. And I'm going to zoom back over to the object of the preposition of today's show, or the object of the geoengineer's desires for the land grab, where the anus fails, and they've been on. I've been on point with that forecast, and I told a friend of mine that lives there to really get ready for this. But don't take no heat off your neighbors anymore. We've been warning for a year. If they don't come around by now, don't say a word. Say, hey, it's coming again. Rob D said, and just drop it. Eventually they'll come ask you. Because as you see these chembombs of sickness streaming over the far north, over all these craps that are probably not going to even be allowed to come to seed and fruition, if you will, the fruitiness of it all. And a straight line of bombs going across here to make sure you can work the moisture. And look at the scattering of magnetic particulates on the end of this. A lot of energy involved here in these bombs, as the dispersal methods are shown, flux line type activity, like you see magnetic things seeking the other ground. But you clearly see the bombs and the microwaves here. Clearly. You know where we are, don't you? Right there where I was showing where they was going to say there was problems over here in the old Jabberoo in this area. Palmerston. It's a tale of two Palmerstons all getting fucked in the same week. Palmerston North, how you doing? Over on the other side of the big water. New Zealand, really, it's hard for me to look at your country right now after the devastation of the trees over in Hawke's Bay. I'm feeling very sad. The geoengineers destroyed a forested area and scattered the limbs of the forest itself upon its roots. I don't think there could have been a greater insult to trees ever done than I saw today. And I'm about like this face here in the cloud, this chembomb. I'm very troubled. I don't think the ancestors are dead. I think that was a great insult to the spirit of the forest. And there's going to be a high price to pay. I'm just watching the toxification of your air, and I'm going to say you got really bad air around. What's the acid content of your rain? Does anybody have any litmus paper you can hold out a window and just get some water on it and see what color it turns? That would be really cool. So we can get an idea if it's acid rain or not. Let's find out with a basic. And if it's even seawater giving the right thing, what the fuck is that doing over land when an experiment proposed shouldn't be going on? You know, if you're over here doing an experiment on seawater and you're picking it up over here, the wind's blowing that way, what the fuck is going on? You're whirring over the ocean to do it. That's not marine cloud brightening. That's deliberately salting the earth so crabs don't grow. Yeah, that's part of the scorched earth is a salt earth policy as well. I said somebody at some point I'll get into it. Yes, I'm in the know of a lot of things. See the bomb fields going off here south of Georgetown? That's toxic air. That's fallout coming from that. That's fireworks. Boom, 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 boom. Make room for the next chem bomb. Pilot a bomb there, pilot a chem bomb there. There's some clean air over there. Gonna need a bomb over here. Bomb, boom, and there it goes. Pilot a chem bomb there. I see some air over here. Ooh, a microwave frying on the low deck in a straight line. It's gonna kill the storm. Look at how straight that line is. Think that's normal? If you think that's normal, you're out of mind. That's some type of HARP array sustaining a blast. That would be a hell of a next-rat activity to put that much energy out. So let's have a peek. Let's see what they're doing down here. What kind of areolaling do we got going on? See, that beam ain't enough to do that straight across. The old nipple poking out there. Is it cold? Yeah. A lot of these bumps you'll see in the areola out here will actually be bomb formations. I have to make my own terms up. You tell me that don't look like a titty, and I'll say, pull your fucking shirt up, put ice cube on it, and look down. Yeah, bye. And they're bombing you in Maxwell town, and it's some very unhealthy things falling down. And Bill Gates, he owns that general store, treats you like whores. Are you gonna take it some more? Do. And they're wrenching you in Allentown. Bombs. Now we'll go over to the object of the, oh my god, look what the fuck they're getting ready to do to Anus fails. And it never fails to see shoots of bombs over off the coast and around areas that are about to receive the geoengineering effect. That requires the chem bombs. It's not just jet planes anymore. Hey yo, the chemtrail cowboys now, the chem bomb now boys. And here's some chem bomb now boys, bringing toxins where they can, as they don't give a motherfuck about your family or the dolphin pods or any fucking thing, and they don't give a fuck about me. Chem bomb it here now, boys. Come on, dude. You said I could have fun with it. It's with permission. I was allowed to have fun with this. Chem bomb them now, boys. Hey, we're gonna upgrade that shit. Maybe tonight. Hey, Mount Isa. How you doing? Want a big old stream of bombs here? You know, and we were some funny guys up here. Some laughing guys. Didn't three of your crew there Q say this was some healthy shit falling out? Well, we're picking up acid rain. I think you were lied to. Liars lie, you know. On a bed of lies. Because they're liars. It'd be like Sheldon Cooper lying. That's right. So easy to remember the truth. But excuses take panels of 20 to answer questions. Yeah. Welcome to the grand illusion. Chem bomb now is not my choosing. Come on down and see what's cooking in the air. Poison in the brooks and... Damn cans. You want to see what's coming? You want to see it? Well, off the shore, currently, off Mackay, it's just a great big swirling ass mess of shit, and a microwave makes is bombing the fuck out of you. This is your weather today. Over cans where they opened up a can of bombs. You want a bomb instead of a bonbon on a hot summer's day. And you can believe some of that chemical catalyzation's going over the top of you there. It smells like farts and matchsticks. It also heats the air. Yeah. And ionic releases can fuel thunder and lightning. There'll be thunder, lightning. And I like to tell the geoengineers to bite it. I'm going to earwig you guys. Which one should I do today? We could bridge over the River Kwai whistle. Chem bombs, they fucking suck. They do. Chem bombs, they make me say, fuck you. Chem bombs, I hate the fem bombs. The fem bombs turning people into fem bombs with chem bombs. That the fem bomb would change your genetics with the frog gene. You all need to be looking into things. Got milk? Moo. Move on over mRNA vaccines. Move on over. Don't want to eat no steaks no more. What's going on? How you doing, Townsville? Big old fucking chemtrail. That's your traditional chemtrail going over there. But that's a field of chem bombs. That'll be microwaves on the node deck. Nucleating condensates from, especially along that line, from chem bombs itself as well. You see the knuckles nucleus right there, like old brass knuckles over there. But instead of brass, it's your ass that it's after. Oh, the top brass, come for your ass. That's all I got to say about that. False skylashes coming in there. Oh my god. This is backwards. I'm going back in time. But they bombs over here to come over. Why? Because they love you so much. My government would never harm me, many a person said before they died. Hey, when you see the government holding their own beer and doing shit, man, that's a bad day. Look, something came along in a line here and deployed something on either side. Look, 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 look. It almost looks like them baggy ass Satan pants that Smith guy was wearing. Or was he have a fart sniffer? Is that like what we're going to have, that black suit? And all your farts are going in, and at the end of the day, you gave it to the system, and it makes a little bit of energy, so you get a credit, so maybe you can go have like a Passy Gas Festival somewhere else. You get to have somebody else's gas. I don't know. Was that dude breathing his farts? What was up with that suit? I mean, I was taking MC Hammer's too far. When he puts his leg together, he just looked like a dick. Yeah, it did. His head was the pubes. Yeah, I saw that picture. I nearly pointed it out. Put your feet together, dude. My God. I know disco's back, but those break leg shoes, I ain't wearing it. You'd be Brokeback Mountain for sure on that trying to climb a hill. He went there. Looks like somebody wrote the word Tom. T-O-M. Is it graduation for a university somewhere and they're showing off? Or did they buy a firework that letter was it because it was on sale and throw it off? That's more likely to me. I'd like to think that somebody's not writing their name in the sky. Say, my name is Tom and I got the chem bombs. Tom's chem bomb. It's Tom chem bomb time. And hey, we're going to fuck Ingham. So he puts his name on it to get the magical gain of the soul passings when he wants to zombify your asses. Zombified. Now I can go all sorts of places. They wrote mom. This is not good. What, they got a firework machine going off doing geosculpting? Or is somebody piss taking this guy? I am sure going to piss it down here. What, you got a fire in this guy? You got some numerology off the coast of England. What are they doing to you? All right, for the spirit people, you need to take good notice of this. Of what I'm showing you now. See it? That's chem bomb shooting off something on purpose, drawing something in the sky. I'm going backwards. I'm going to look at it forward again. Here. I'll look at ritualistic magic because I know that our oppressors like Bill Gates do very dark things that are the opposite of what your Bible says, and kind of stuff you see in The Exorcist and some of these movies is going on. I'm seeing some numerology in your sky right here. I'll screenshot of that. Right before a disaster is about to hit. All right, let's go into the nitty-gritty of what you can expect up this coast for the... I've already rolled you that far. Let's go farther. I'll take you right back to the minute. I'll take you across the north, and I'll put the entire Anzac Nation, all of Oceania, as China likes to call you, because it owns you on their maps. Let's look at Oceania's weather. How does that make you feel, Oceania? Your sovereignty's been given up. Don't let the WHO do it either. By handing all the medical choices over to a corporation that lied to get the control of your money and your rules and your sickness and the harvesting of your souls. Seems like a soulless world sometimes when I watch a forest dashed upon itself and then scattered upon the roots of its own growing. I've never seen such an insult to a land as occurred here where I'm pointing. I've never seen such an insult to the land as the fires. Then when people were told to cull the baby koalas that were already near functionally extinct. I've never seen such a cold attitude. What a cleansing is needed. The tears of the great Gondwana will show up one day. All right, now I think you're going to have some fires to contend with. There's not been enough rain for the amount of chem that's been falling. You're going to have some dust problems as well. I noticed some winds whipping up because you got some big heat differences going on, which I'll show you as well. Gonna be back in time. I can't kick that Doors song out of my head. Boom, 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 boom. Come on, fucking chem bomb sucking to do. Yeah, it was very raw. I listened to part of my thing. I went, oh my God, did you hear what came out? I'm going to let it fly. I must be very full of PTSD right now. I can't hold no more. So when we get near the 25th, it looks like that mass thing came up there. That some kind of a storm is going to be brewing here. They're going to change the flow. Let me see what the pressure says that day. it could kick a burp and spinner right about here. Get a little burp off. Burp. Yeah, spit. Right, that's in the process of spit. When you see the bird shape like that, boop, it's done a boop. So that'll be on its way back in like that, pulling that moisture in because it spit that back. Whether that equalizes or not, it could, because it's only a 2-tick difference and a 1-tick there. So this is an interesting bubble up you got. This could actually pull some of this in and bring you one through here. Whammo. Like that. That's what I'll expect. Temperatures are going to be important here. Yeah, that trough says clearly when that comes through and hits that there, you're going to get some storms along the coast. Let's do this faster. Faster, faster, expose all the guilt of these bastards. They are a bunch of bastards. Hey, Harry, how you doing? There, man, let me tell about Harry, the bastard back from the army. And the other guy calling him a bastard likes to bend over and get pegged. And admits it with a smile. What's wrong with this world? Look up pegging. Prince William pegging. You'll be shocked. What does his wife feel like about that? They have big heat problems coming. You'll have these differences like this, and these cold nights gonna whip some winds. And your fire risk is high. Very high. And you're going to have some wetnesses. So let's go right on back to the rain and the thunder and the midnight rumblers and then roll that through again. Like, there's where we were. Come to the 24th. She's steaming on through. Pull some of these off. Right. This is about the time I will have to tell New Zealand there. You were right in the middle of a batch of shit. So I'm going to back up a bit, zoom in, suck it up like a buttercup, and be a good boy and show you. All right, here's what you got coming for the next few days. You get just rains. It's nothing huge, nothing super duper torrential. Right? Down here, this is normal for this time of year. But when this southerly comes through, hey, there's going to be some problems. And you're looking at about here. Right? That's just a batch. That'll be don't worry about it. It's just rain. That's rain. That's rain. Now she's picking up a tendril. Now you've got some problems. When it comes to here and the flow goes different, it starts suctioning from over here and it starts pulling stuff in. It's just an Venturi effect. It just works that way. It's just part of this science that people think I don't know. But if you got it like, if your weather forecast is like 4 choices with letters on it, that's I could take tests at school and pass that with luck. We call that the WAG method, by the way. W-A-G. It stands for wild ass guessing. Yeah. Well, when you tell people that something's a fizzler and people die, I think that's just the time where you just, I wouldn't buy that almanac for nothing. If I needed toilet paper, I would use something else. Oh, yeah, you got a problem. Yeah, I'm going to keep your quake risk high. I'm going to go to some of your accumulations on the 5s. It'll be a bit high down in the south. Right now, I don't see a super smasher coming. I'm not totally agreeing with this, actually. To turn this tendril all the way from over here like this, I'm straight, it's going to take one hell of a fucking beam out here. I don't fucking see how this is correct. I'm not in agreement with this at all. And because I'm not, I don't even want you to see it. I'm not going with that at all. That don't make no sense. That's nonsensical. Atmospheric pressure at sea level is 1014 point blah blah or 13 point blah 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 blah. That's nearly atmospheric pressure. There should barely be any wind at all. Where does this fucking storm come from? You're going to have to get chem bombs into existence for this to happen. It's an impossible flow. It's impossible. It's impossible. This is kicking like this, wide but slow. How the hell did it overcome? Not getting this. Because this high flows toward low. How did that not go in? This does not make no sense. That's just weird. So I'm not going with that. Right? And over the next 24 hours, I pretty much, you fuck all. So relax. Over the next 3 days, you get some rains coming through from the south. And I'm not agreeing with this at all. No. There's no beam to back that up. There has to be a beam to back it up. If it ain't no beam to back it up, it ain't happening. So I'll go on the global and have a quick peek, and the weather plan has done a weird. Remember they did that last time and I never changed my mind? Yeah, well, that's happening again. Nah, I'm sorry. You ain't gonna ruin my credibility just because I'm gonna look at data difference because your fucking coloring book picked a crayon. Nah, I'm sorry. Pressure, that's different. It's gonna take a beam. Where's the blast? Everything's pulled. The whole tendril's pulled this way. Where's the fold? There has to be a beam. I don't see it. Let me look at this a minute. Never rush. I'll tell you what, Fiji, I be watching this. It's a backup move. It's a backup and smack Fiji move. We don't watch this. See that lane? That could come in like this. Fiji, watch out. Boy, is there quake risk high in Tonga right now. You know the beaming going on around? It's twisting the island. You got a big V shape right here in the condensate right at the end. You know, it's actually a eyebrow shaped one. That's part of that weird pulse from the other day. It's going to do something very predictable. Boom! And it did that one down there. Right, the cold air from Antarctica should come out over here. Hang on, that beam's done a corridor there. It's going to force it up here. It's going to also force up here because it's a V shape. All the pulse comes down there, forces it over the pole. It has to come out in the Atlantic. And take about whatever is here underneath. Boom. And she dives in. Comes in on that trajectory. According to flat earth theory, 3 days after that, it should have been gone into the magical land of stuff that we're not shown. Right? But here it's going to come out into the magical land that's being chem-bombed all to hell with the geoengineers. And that pulse there might hold it till it gets to here or come out right over there. And if you count the ticks and you look at the motion of the whole thing, she should have trajectory into your Gert to the whatever those islands are, where this guy makes excuses about. I don't know how that came up. It really, that's shit show stuff. Yeah, that's a big blast, huh? That's a big blast for your race. That came across the whole planet. That wasn't small. And definitely HARP was involved in that. The real HARP. Boom. Oh, that's a new one. That's another one. Boy, is HARP busy. See? That's another HARP and a big blast here. I want to have a little look at this. Hang on. We get some weather modification newnesses in progress. So it's about here. All right, we got one across. Look at that, huh? Look at these rays coming across. I'm jumping back on time. It's going to go across the screen. Yeah, this is on the flash. Didn't know this was going to happen. Probably San Clemente Island or one of the ones off here off Baja is doing it. There's one island off here that Raytheon tests at. But it's possible. It's very possible. Look at it. Look at it coming up over Canada. Right up over the pole. So, right, that's a V here, V here. They had another one the other day that V veered here. Stronger wall of EMF is here. That thing, when it comes across, has to come out over here. There's no way it can make it past it. Yeah. This is a very complicated pulse, something over the center. How's your earthquakes going on in the USA? There's timestamp. That's yesterday at 7 o'clock in the morning Universal Time. My gosh. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm doing counting the steps. So we're already near over 24 hours the microwave's been on. No, 19th again. I'm sorry, I'm off on my math. Just 10. Still on. Still on. It's just now turned off. Right, that's big beaming event. About 10 hours long the microwave was on for that single pulse, and it involved multiple stations around the planet. That took coordinated effort. Only a D-Wave computer could calculate what was needed to do that. I think the BlackRock computer owns the weather machine. And it's protecting the profits of its program by using it. Here, that's what I think. I've been thinking it a while. So what do you guys think? It's the thinking. See the straight line coming across here? And the one up here? You think that ain't going to pin the stars north? You don't know how geoengineering works. That's a big pulse. It's hard to hold in place and do it how I'm doing it. That you just went around the corner to the beginning, didn't it? So your last frame that I get is that. It's a beam. Probably Lord Howe. That's a big blast. That's 400 plus miles long. This is supposed to be 866 or 878 miles across these square, depending on whose theories you like. Look at this beam right here. Think that ain't going to influence the weather? You think it ain't going to help with fucking inching and pinching this toward the Philippines here to flood their asses out? Then you have never paid attention to my videos. This is probably the most accurate way to look at forecast. Look at the beam shooting up through here. They bombed you with EMF. They bombed you with chem. The total toxification of Don Colizan Corporation table. It makes the Institute of Evils, inspectors, and all these things in your movie look tame. There's always a fat bastard. There's always a doctor's evil. And there's always somebody wanting to impress him. Most of this funnel here is shoving that moisture that way. There's another beam over here. Just cut this to make sure that comes this way. Most of this flow is going to be trickling through over the next 5 days. Look at the field of bombs. See those little red dots? It's bomb fields. They just happened to catch it when they was nucleating, because those will be gone in the next image. Yeah, that's what those usually are. See another one of the curl of that beam? They came very far. Up and over. If we're flat earth, that sucker we're going out somewhere else. Now it's come back around the other side. Why? Because it's a spherical thing, so it's time to get around the fact that possibly you've pursued the wrong avenues. Because I'll debunk the fuck out some shit with physical evidence. And only 1% at a time is allowed to debunk me. You ain't get no fucking Biden thing in your wrist at my debate. See the secondary pulse inside the river of moisture here? That's another device. You've got a ship. Right over here. I have no known device over here that I know about, HARP-wise. I know of the big ones over here. You got like low-fired stuff over here, big stuff. Where HARP had grandchildren, there was 5 of them. We call that a fucked uplet, and they got some fucked uplets around the planet, including India. Japan's got some fucked uplets. There's some in the United States. There's some in private hands. These type devices in the hands of individuals that do what they want with them. How do you feel about that? How would you like it if your neighbor had a HARP and they turned it on whatever they wanted? Did they warn you? Or would that make them a geoengineer? How would the Earth feel about that? How would the whale feel about that? What would the whale call that person? I don't know. There's very few people take the time to learn their language. What's that? That's a fucking shame. So as I look at the imminent beams, causing their imminent disasterizations and predictable movements of moisture, and then a predicted CME will have to occur to make up for the excuses. And a chem bomb over here doing a holy fucking caress over the top that resembles the Knights Templar. And I realize that sometimes the Holy Grail itself is just clear blue skies of deep blue and an orange sun kissing my face with my eyes closed. And that's the Grail I seek these days. As I watch a corridor of storms, going to be in a line where these chem bombs are, I go, oh my freaking God, they're doing the Queensland again. And they are. And the totals over here is disastrous. Absolutely disastrous. So Innisfail, without fail, get in your arcs. The rough times here coming, folks. When the geoengineers are corporations and your actual government that you vote for as a board of directors and stockholders are not you. And you're just the stock on the shelf of a warehouse that could be destroyed and written off like insurance, then I think it's time that some things must fail. The Paris Accords must fail. For Innisfail, we must make them fail. For every tree that falls, without fail, this program must fail. Big love. Peace.